So today, well, we were going to recap the Rotel RVC 230, but we've got this coming as a repair, which is a Maxcom 20E. Unfortunately, it's lost its power connector, and I think that's going to have to go over to Mr. Chippy's department to be sorted out, because we have those in stock and that can be sorted. Furthermore, the power lead which we're using for this, a bit hot tonker, isn't it, for a radio that draws 1.2 amps, but it needs a fuse holder putting in that, and it needs the proper connector putting on to go with the proper connector that needs to go there. So that isn't acceptable to me. Sometimes you do have to bodge things, but the parts are still available for these, so may as well do it properly. So if we take the rest of the screws out, I'll put the soldering iron on ready because it's bound to want the speaker unsoldering. That's right. There we go. And they have green to the left. Yeah, well, that looks alright. So, we'll power it up as he's got it. Or shall we use it with our crocodile clips? It's come with a different mic, but that doesn't matter. So I want to, with it being a custom repair, I just want to take some figures down before, and it's the March 1982 version, so it's not first production. See whether we've got enough to get our crocodile clips onto that chock block. Make sure we're on 13.8 volts, just like that. Switch it on. Oh, it doesn't get better than being on channel 31, does it? Select picture in picture. Take it we're in low power, we are. And it's doing a paltry, what's that, 2.5 watts. Deviation wallow. I'm going to tune this because we were doing a different channel yesterday, weren't we? 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 wallow 1.8 kilohertz. So that needs to come up. And let's look at receive. So, 2779125. So that's 0.3 microvolt. We're just about here. So let's put the camera onto the sine nav meter. and let's find our 12 dB figure. It's hovering around a bit. It's 1 microvolt. It's on the dot, 1 microvolt. .9 microvolts. Let's see if we can do 30. We can. Did I say 30? I meant 20, didn't I? It's look at which scale I'm on. It's 0. It's 1.6. Okay, we'll start with the transmit. Well, we're about 2.6 watts now. I think that could be the 54 meg trap there. I could be wrong. I'll print off the alignment details before we go much further. That's 3 watts. Let's see if it's on frequency before I go any further on that. So it should be looking at 27.79125. It's slightly low, but still in tolerance. So we'll just pop that down or up. That'll help. Look at deviation. If I can remember where the preset is. I think it's that one. Wallow. It's better. 2.2. So we'll come back to transmit and see whether there's something we can improve on there. I mean, 3 watts is a bit low for one of these, but it's not that low that it's faulty. And we are talking real watts. I'll just see how many Zitagi watts it's doing. Yeah, it's 3.5 Zitagi watts, so we can prove from that it's all on where it should be. It might just be a matter of going through it backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. See if we can bring that receive up. Now, one of the things with the Maxcom chassis is the detector, so it's very important we get that right. No, it isn't out on this set, but my trimming tool's now on the floor. Ceramic tool on ceramic floor. So let's knock that down to about 4 decibels. Turn the volume down a bit for the people who don't like listening to that. And go through the front end. Tool that's on the floor. The tool that wants to stay on the floor. Ah! It's that one, is it? Which is causing the problem. That's part of the transmitter. My error, should have had the circuit out. Go back on that detector. No, I've seen better, I have to admit. So we've now got 12 decibels at 0.8 of a microvolt. So it's an improvement, but it's not as good as I'd like. Anyway, we'll print off some of the paperwork and see whether we can make some improvements. Right, so going back into record, we've not got any improvement on the 3 watts it's doing. So, I'm not even showing you that. Full scale deflection. We need the meter to, it's 103 if I remember right. I've got the circuit in front of me. 103 is that one. I think that's the RF meter. So although it's only doing 3 watts, we set it to 4 watts. It's a psychological thing. and it's bull anyway, isn't it? Because you only got to charge this is on a dummy load, but put it on an aerial, it could read 1, it could read full scale deflection. It still means it's only giving out 3 watts, or 3.5 Zetagi watts. So yeah, we're covered, we're done. So over back to receive. So I've been through this behind the scenes. We'll set the S meter. And that's reading just over S9. So it's 102. 102's there. There we go. Let's knock the power off. So let's see how we're going with the squelch. Switch signal generator on. I'll put these attenuated controls on the screen. I'll turn the squelch to full. We want it to come in at 100 microvolts. So without any further ado, that leaves us with 2 presets. That one and that one. One's probably low power. RV 101. Yeah, that looks like 101. And that's the door. Okay, fast forwarding a bit. This has been to Mr. Chippy's bench, and it's now got the proper Maxcom connector, and it's now got the proper Maxcom connector and the proper fuse. So he hopefully won't blow his car up anymore. He's got some of these tonky wires on here, hasn't he? Right, we'll put our crocodile clips to it and watch them short out. Looks good for 15 amps, this power lead of his. Ah, meter lamp. Thought it was too good to be true. So, we've now got to the stage where we've done the meter lamp, and so I reckon it's time to put the radio back together. So that looks a bit smarter. What I didn't notice is there's a chunk missing out of the front, and there's a neat bit of plastic tape over there. You wouldn't actually be the wiser. I didn't notice it till I started taking the meter out. So I'm going to put it back together and then we'll finish the video off. Right, so we've got it back together, and if I just pop that onto camera 1, let's see what we've actually got on that power. Oh yes, it's a good 3 watts. So we're done. Got the sensitivity, that's 0.3 of a microvolt. So we'll pop it on the aerial and then we'll do an on the air test. It's now coming up to 8 o'clock in the evening, so there may be somebody on, you never know. So quick flick round.
At least 4 mil, 5 mil would be better.
Not often we're here, anybody. Oh, I haven't done 19 Roger, have I? I've got to always do that. 19 Roger. No, that didn't work. Right, well that ends the Maxcom 20E, so we've sorted that out for him, and that works a lot better. Our original figures were, just turn the volume down, were 2.5 watts. It's now doing 3.1, something like that. Deviations brought up, and we've now got, let's look at the sensitivity. I will just, I better just do that, otherwise the customer will say I haven't done anything. So we'll just check with the cyanide meter so we can all see that, and that's position 4. So I'll have to plug the instruments in. So there let's have a look at, we're back, where's ever we're between scales. So that's about 12. So let's see what we've got now. We have got 0.32. No, we haven't. 0.85. Naught 0.8, and for 20, .6. No change there. Just got a bit more sensitive. But some of the other things, like the meter lamp and the power connector and all that, all addressed, and it should have better clarity. It's now on frequency. So unplug that again, and we'll do an on-the-air test. Thank you for watching the Maxcom 20E.